It's summertime, time for the beach, time for swimming costumes, and I'm going to make myself a bikini because I already did a swimming costume for Easter in case someone had holidays, a reversible one, really nice. I'll leave you the link in the comments, not in the comments, in the description box and at the end of the video to all the swimming stuff I've made, all the swimming costumes. So stay until the end and you can see all the process. And I'm going to make, I saw a wrap one, and I'm going to combine it with a bandeau top. Bandeau is ideal because it hasn't got any straps, so if you want to sunbathe, you won't have any marks. So let's get going. After tracing my pattern, I'm going to cut it in fabric and lining, except for the top. The top only goes in fabric. The bikini and the lining are sewn apart, so I can then sew it together along the waistline and put it right size out. The top is a rectangle of fabric that I'm going to fold and sew long ways, so I can then fold and sew like a headband. So I have a pattern for a bikini bottom, but you can easily do this from, trace it from a bikini you have that you know it fits properly, or a pair of knickers, really. It doesn't really matter. You have to take into account how stretchy the material you're going to be using is, but the rest you'll be fine. And I'm going to trace it, this one is quite narrow, so I want it a bit wider so I can do the wrap nicely. I have some swimming costume lining in case I need it, and it's so nice. This one, I love it. It's like a thin swimming costume fabric, really. It's not, I reckon you could use it as swimming costume because it's really nice and it's not see-through at all. And of course I have my main fabric, which is this one, a stripy one, but I only have like half a meter of it. So let's see how I manage. I got this, I don't know how long ago. It must have been like 4 or 6 euros, something like that. So let's use it. To trace the pattern, I have to take into account that the back panel is coming towards the front, so I have to get rid of a bit of the front panel and add it to the back one, and that's what I'm doing. I just realized that I traced and cut the lining the same way I did with the bikini, and I didn't have to really, because if you do it a normal knicker thing, normal bottoms, you won't have the seam on the same place. But anyways, I just did it, so let's sew it together. Right sides together, each with its own. I have my machine threaded with some white polyester, of course, and I haven't changed the needle. I have it with a normal 90-14 for cottons because she doesn't sew with a ballpoint. So I don't know why it doesn't sew with stretch needles. So I always sew with a normal needle. But you try yours and see what happens. And because I left the outside a bit higher on the waistline, so it folds in and it gives this sort of seamless effect, I just have to sew it on top, the lining and the outside, and not worry about anything, because once the lining goes in, it's going to pull from the outside and it'll be done. And now, pulling the lining from one of the legs, I can sew it on the crotch line, so I can close it. This swimsuit is not reversible or anything like that, so the seams on the legs are going to be seen. So I'm just going to sew it with a zigzag stitch and putting the elastic band in, and I'm just going to fold on top and pull the elastic so it gets some tension. I'm not even going to measure it, I'm just going to start sewing, and that's it. And now the top. I like Bandeau tops a lot, and it's going to be really easy to make. So I'm going to cut a rectangle of this material, and I'm going to just measure it with this instead of with the measuring tape, because they have different densities and stretch in a different way. So I'm just going to measure it like this and leave it a 16 centimeter width. Well, this depends on what you like. So it's going to be double, so I can fold it now. And now, folding it lengthwise, I'm going to zigzag stitch at the bottom. Now this is done, I'm just going to fold and sew it together. But because I don't want a flat rectangle of fabric on my chest, I'm going to twist it so I can add some visual volume. And for that I'm going to fold, but instead of folding so it's together, I'm folding like this in the middle, so I can then wrap each side, and this sort of W is what I'm going to zigzag stitch really well. And even though it's going to be seen, it's going to be seen on the inside, so nothing matters. And that's it. This is the final result. I really like it. The top was ever so easy to make. If you're a beginner, this is ideal for you, and for the bottom, if you're a beginner as well, it wasn't difficult. And if you want to simplify it, you just need to make a normal pair of knickers, and that will be it. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments what you thought, if you're going to make one or if you've made something similar. And I leave you a link here to all the other costumes I've made if you need ideas for summer. And don't forget to subscribe because I upload twice a week, and that way you don't miss anything. And I'm also on Instagram if you want to have a look to my everyday life. Bye!